Good morning, Stanley Park Community Church family. It is early in the morning, and I am outside in the backyard. The sun is not yet fully risen, and it's a little chilly, so I'm wearing my fuzzy sweater. But that brings me to a really good point that involves the announcements as well. Fall is coming, school is starting, and our community of communities are going to start soon too. If you haven't yet, it's probably my fault because you're part of my group, and I have to confess I haven't got out my invitations yet. You will be getting an invitation that looks like this, either hand-delivered or in your mailbox, and you should maybe get a follow-up phone call or an email from the leader of your community. It's an invitation to one of our community groups. We've taken the congregation, we've divided you all up sort of geographically, and put someone in charge of your group, and they are going to be contacting you. And what that means is you could either be meeting on a regular basis, you can opt in to either meeting with your group on a regular basis or not, but that group will be following up with you, just touching base. Hey, how are you doing? Are you having a good week? Are you having a bad week? And maybe if you're lucky, some muffins might show up, or in Pastor Brad's case, some Rice Krispie squares, because that's his favorite thing, will show up on your doorstep, and you will know that you are part of a community. We've tried really, really hard to make sure that we have included everybody in a community, and that includes your kids, your older kids, your younger kids. That may include your extended family, if they live with you or if you are caring for them. We want to help you in whatever way we can with what you have going on in your life. We want to support you and walk alongside you. That is the goal in the community of communities. Next announcement, Missions of the Month. Missions of the Month for September is UB Camps. And normally we would be saying, hey, camp had a surplus this year and we're going to, support more campers financially, or hey, camp had a little bit of a shortfall and we need some help. Well, camp didn't happen. So what do? Well, we still want to let you know that UB Camps plan to continue, but I want you to take that, we want you to take that money or thought or prayer or resources and use it in a way to bless our community. There's all kinds of great charity organizations that exist here in KW, everything from the food bank to the women's shelter down the street. But you can also use it just in your own neighborhood. There's lots of kids, I'm sure, in your neighborhood going off to school, parents who are stressed out, put a box of cookies on their doorstep, or, just knock on the door and say, hey, how can I pray for you? I know this can be a bit of a scary, overwhelming time. Can we pray for you? Be a good neighbor. Next thing, Installation Sunday. We are not getting new siding on the building. I said to John, is there any other word other than installation that we can use for this? And he's like, no, I looked it up. I thought it was odd too. Installation Sunday is a Sunday when we take a pastor who may have worked for us before in a part-time role or in a different role, and we install them as our lead pastor. Or they may be totally new to us. We are blessed and fortunate to have Brad Bauer in our midst, who we have hired with this goal in mind. So on Sunday, September the 13th, he is going to become officially our lead pastor. John's still our pastor as well. They totally have this partnership thing down, but John's going to step back a little bit to part-time. Actually, it started the 1st of September, which means he's only in the office on Tuesdays and Fridays, and those are the days that he's available for meetings, but he's still available for emails and phone calls and all that good stuff. But Brad is going to become our lead pastor on 13th, which is a huge milestone. And so we want to celebrate that in the best way that we know as a church to be able to do in the midst of a global pandemic. So we are going to have a drive-through communion service immediately following the online church service. So tune into the service today, and they are going to announce once that drive-in starts. Okay? So watch the service and get ready, car keys in hand, and you can come in your jammies because you don't need to get out of your car. Car keys in hand, come to the church. We'll be there to direct you around through our little drive-through. You can pick up your communion elements, congratulate Brad, see the leadership in action actually at the church building, and drive through. Looking forward to that. A couple of things to add as well into the announcements. We had talked about opening the building on the 20th of September, and that is something that the board and area leaders had sort of decided that we would do back in July, when we had a series of meetings where we actually met in person and kind of hashed out our whole plan moving forward. We will not be doing that. We're going to just slow that process down a little bit and push that date back at this point in time, just so that there was not 100% confidence moving forward from everyone, so we wanted to just take a step back and hold off on that. We still want to open the building. Hopefully before the end of the new year, or hopefully before the beginning of the new year, the end of this one, which feels like it has lasted for 15 years because of all this craziness. However, if you're interested in coming back into the building to meet on Sundays, we also need to have a team of volunteers in place to make sure that we're meeting all of the guidelines and recommendations set out by the federal and provincial government and public health. If you don't know what those are, please feel free to contact Brad or John or any of the board members. Those are Bruce Nicholson, Emily Bilby, Stephanie Schmidtke, and Luke Cody. And they'll be able to outline some of those for you. But we will need a team of volunteers in order to be able to open up the building to meet back in person. So if you're interested in being on that team and coming back into the building, please let Brad know, and you can reach him at brad@stanleyparkchurch.ca, or you can email me at ksinoda@stanleyparkchurch.ca. And if you say, Sonoda, how do I say that? How do I spell that? Think of it this way. So, no, da, and you've got it. Sonoda. ksinoda@stanleyparkchurch.ca. And if that didn't clarify, it's KSONODA@stanleyparkchurch.ca. Thanks, everyone. God bless you all. Love you all. Miss you. And look forward to seeing you at the drive-through communion next Sunday.